From the studios of Farm Journal Broadcast, this is U.S. Farm Report.
Welcome to U.S. Farm Report this weekend. I'm Tyne Morgan, and here's what's in store over the next 60 minutes. The Senate finally releases the long-awaited Farm Bill.
And we've been pushing hard all year, saying that agriculture needs an updated Farm Bill with the economy the way it is.
With 1,400 pages of text, why it's getting lambasted for timing and details. More signs of trouble in the ag economy with new words of warning.
It's really dire in farm country right now.
As farmers look to cut back, sometimes it's more about becoming more efficient than it is cutting costs.
This technology, it's like it was built for our farm.
And the beloved McRib is back, a sandwich that was born in the Midwest.
Technology behind the McRib was developed at University of Nebraska.
The story behind the McRib coming up on U.S. Farm Report. Now for the news, the Senate this week releasing its long-awaited version of the Farm Bill. The 5-year Rural Prosperity and Food Security Act includes $39 billion in new resources, with $20 billion to strengthen the farm safety net and establish permanent disaster assistance so emergency relief releases farmers faster. $8.5 billion to improve access to nutrition assistance and $4.3 billion to improve quality of life in rural communities. We'll have more on the bill and whether work on it can get done by the end of the year coming up in our Farm Journal report. The Biden administration is also urging Congress to pass a $100 billion disaster relief spending bill. Nearly half of the funding would go towards FEMA's Disaster Relief Fund. The bill also includes funding for other agencies, including the Department of Agriculture, Transportation, and the Small Business Administration. The request comes as Americans in the Southeast are still cleaning up from major back-to-back hurricanes Helene and Milton. And more aid for producers in need, with USDA launching $2 billion in aid for specialty crops and disaster recovery. The money would come from the department's Commodity Credit Corporation. It would support domestic supply and market expansion for fruits, vegetables, and nuts. Additionally, $140 million will fund the Commodity Storage Assistance Program. It's aimed at restoring crop storage infrastructure lost to natural disasters this year. That's particularly in southeastern areas where producers had the damage following hurricanes Debbie, Helene, and Milton. Well, more layoffs for John Deere, but these appear to be temporary. Several news agencies are reporting that John Deere will temporarily idle its plants in Ottumwa, Iowa. The shutdown will occur from early next month through early January. The plant manufactures hay and forage equipment. The Des Moines Register reporting the plant employs less than 400 people. Deere telling the Register it balances work with projected demand for its products, calling it an inventory adjustment shutdown. The war between Russia and Ukraine has now been going on for more than 1,000 days, and Ukraine has escalated its response to Russia's invasion by firing U.S.-supplied longer-range missiles into Russian territory for the first time. In response, Russian President Vladimir Putin formally lowering the threshold for using nuclear weapons. It comes as Ukraine races to turn the tide on the battlefield. Russia has been itching forward on the Eastern Front. The renewed escalation has added uncertainty to the market, with gold and wheat adding some geopolitical premium.
Given that funds had increased their net short futures position as of a week ago today in all three wheat markets, I think we've just got some short covering. And, this is caused by uncertainty. Newsom says unless it turns into a full-fledged nuclear war, he doesn't see Black Sea tensions changing the global supply and demand picture for wheat. The American Farm Bureau Federation is releasing its annual look at the cost of Thanksgiving dinner. And it may not feel like it, but Farm Bureau says overall this year, Americans will actually be paying less. It says a feast for 10 would come out to $58.08, or about $5.80 per person. That's a 5% drop from last year, but it says the meal is still 19% higher than what you paid in 2019. The centerpiece of it all, of course, is the turkey, and that helped bring down the overall cost of the dinner this year, with the average price for a 16-pound turkey coming in at $25.67. That is down 6% from last year. Items like dinner rolls and cubed stuffing both saw an 8% increase. Cranberry prices are almost up 12%. Well, parts of the country getting their first taste of winter this week. We'll have a check of your weather coming up next.
U.S. Farm Report is brought to you by Pioneer. Advanced genetics and rigorous local testing combine to make Pioneer brand corn the leader in the industry. For game-changing yields and a winning season, your best year starts with Pioneer.